E aí galeras, eu tô aqui todo animado porque agora eu vou entrevistar o Phill Robb, que é co-fundador da Turtle Rock Studios e diretor criativo do jogo Back 4 Blood. Então, vamos lá! E se você quer saber tudo sobre Back 4 Blood, já se inscreva aqui no Warner Play porque a gente vai ter um monte de conteúdos exclusivos até o lançamento do jogo lá no dia 12 de outubro. Hello Phil, I'm Arthur from Brazil and I'm very happy to talk to you. Thank you for your time.
Absolutely, my pleasure.
I played Back 4 Blood today and it's amazing. Tell us, for you, what's the most fun about this game?
What's the most fun? I mean, I think for me, the best part about it is, sort of what the seed of the game is right. I like getting together with my friends, and playing co-op games. I think it's a hell of a lot of fun to shoot zombies and get bloody and messy, and I mean that's at a high level what I really enjoy about this game. I mean, there's a lot of there aren't very many things about the game as it stands right now that I don't have a lot of fun with. I mean, I like the card system. I love our characters. Yeah, I mean,
I really like zombies too, and in Back 4 Blood game, the infecteds are so fast and powerful. Tell us about the weapons and strategy to kill these infecteds.
Okay. Well, I mean, you've got the common ridden, which generally are pretty easy to drop, right? And it does sort of depend on what weapons system you take. I mean, it's going to take a little bit more, if you're an SMG type of person, submachine gun take, or pistols. It's going to take a little more to drop the common. So you kind of want to aim for the head because you're going to do a lot more damage there.
Yeah.
When you start getting up into the rifles and the shotguns, don't matter quite so much where you shoot them, right? They'll die one way or the other. But obviously the thing you got to worry about with them is the numbers. They can overwhelm you, and particularly, when the specials, whenever the mutated ridden start coming into the picture, right? They're tough, and you kind of have to focus on them, right? And those are the times when, the common ridden can kind of sneak in and start to overwhelm you. So there's definitely, it's a challenging sort of balancing act, and one that you definitely need to coordinate with your, with your teammates. Generally, when you talk about weapons, ammo is finite, right? You don't have an unlimited amount of ammo, and the ammo is also separated by weapon type, right? So I don't know if you got a chance to use the submachine guns, but submachine guns and pistols share the same ammo type. In addition to that, the submachine guns chew through ammo very quickly, right? So if you've got 4 players that have all chosen to go submachine gun, you're going to have ammo shortages. You will definitely have ammo shortages, right? So it pays for you to sort of work with your teammates and say, okay, I'm going to go SMG, right? Because I'm good at, right? I'm good at headshotting and stuff like that. I'm good at ammo management, and then the other guy should be saying, okay, well then if you're going to do that, I'm going to go shotgun, right? I'll be the close-up guy, right? I'll go shotgun and melee or something like that. So there's definitely a lot of advantages to, working with your teammates and, and defining roles for everyone on the team. It's something that, I think tends to happen naturally, with anybody who plays the game for any amount of time. But, for somebody who new, it's not always as obvious, and something they'll learn over time. But, you get a little sneak peek at, or little tips and tools.
Yeah, but my favorite weapon to kill these guys is a shotgun. It's a little bit slow, but very powerful, I think.
It depends. I mean, we've got a lot of different kinds of shotguns, right? We've got the Belgian, which is basically a little sawed-off double barrel. But, it goes all the way up to the AA-12, which is a fully automatic, fully auto shotgun, right? And you can that one shoots pretty fast.
And visually speaking, what was the hardest job to do?
It's always a challenge, at this point, there's a lot of sort of zombie stuff out there. You know what I mean? And so it's always kind of a challenge to come up with unique, zombies ridden, in our case, that aren't just sort of, they don't feel like they're rehash of stuff that's already been done. That's pretty challenging. It's always a bit of a challenge making, because the thing about like visuals in a game, right, and it's something that we're always trying to stress in the studio, is that visuals are a way of communicating to the player, right? Everything you put in the game, right, gives the player some information, right? If you come into a dark alleyway and there's a door with a light over it, right, that tells the player something, right? That tells the player that, hey, there's something special about this door, right, and you should check it out, right? So making sure that we're communicating effectively with the player, right? And we're not just, it's not about making it obvious, right? It's about making it intuitive, right? It's something that you should look at and just sort of naturally understand, or get an idea of what you're supposed to do with that. So that's always a pretty big challenge visually, because a lot of artists, will just try to make a pretty scene, right? And it looks pretty if I put this light on this stack of crates over here, right? But that is telling the player that there's something special about those crates, and if they go over there and start interacting with those crates and nothing happens, then either they feel dumb, like they can't figure it out, right? So there's a lot of sort of little things that you need to consider in the visuals in a game, because everything communicates something.
I think it must be different to produce a game after the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
What was the biggest challenge in game production?
I think everything slows down.
Mm-hmm.
It takes longer to do everything because communication is very important, and everyone's remote, right? So getting in touch with people, first of all, it requires a good internet connection, right? And it's just everything kind of slows down and takes longer than it normally would if everyone was in the office and together. The communication is obviously a big thing. Like what we're doing right now, this is pretty much most of my day, right? Sitting in a meeting, over the video, over the webcam, just basically, talking with everyone, making sure everyone's on the same page and stuff like that. There have been, some benefits to it as well. I think it depends on the person, but a lot of folks have found that they're more productive at home.
Nice.
Which, and I think there are certain disciplines that totally makes sense. I've found that I'm a lot more productive when I'm at home. So, and we've also, traditionally we never, we always wanted people to be in the studio, right? So we would, our hiring was sort of limited to folks who were willing to move and be in person. And we found that, having folks that are remote, like in other states and other parts of the country, it's not really that tough and it's not really that bad. So, it sort of expanded our access to talent, which is of course awesome.
So many fans in Brazil ask for a split screen mode for the game. Is there any chance?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. It's something that we really wanted to do. But, I mean, there are technological and performance hurdles there that, really sort of make it difficult. It's not something we've 100% given up on.
Yeah.
But, time will tell. It's definitely something we explored and wanted to do. But, the game is very visually intense, and so, every time you add, another section, right, you're having to draw the game on the same screen all over again, right? So it's a big performance challenge, and I think that's the biggest thing.
Now a question for the fun, okay?
Okay.
Why isn't the game called Left 4 Dead 3? There's a rumor that's because of Valve. That's true?
Well, I mean, it's not really. I mean, Valve, bought Left 4 Dead from Turtle Rock back in the day, right? And so they own that IP. I wouldn't say it's. I mean, it's just it is what it is. But at the same time, like when we got the chance to sort of jump back into the zombie co-op space, I mean, we want to, we're always trying to do something new, trying to push boundaries, take risks, and push the genre forward. And, it wasn't that, there are some advantages, right, to starting from scratch. I mean, anyone who plays will definitely see the shared DNA of the two games. But we've taken it a lot further. We've added a lot more depth, a lot more content. We've added new game mechanics, and we switched up some of the one of the mode. The PvP mode is different now. So we're happy to start over with Back 4 Blood. I mean, it's it's something that that we own, and we want to keep continuing to support and build on for hopefully years to come.
Nice. The players from Brazil were very happy because the game is dubbed here in Portuguese. Do you think voiceovers are important to the game's success?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, one of the things about the characters is, we want folks to connect with them, and sort of learn to know, get to know them, and and hopefully, care about them and love them, the way we care about our favorite characters in movies and books and everything else. So, getting the game, getting the VO recorded in as many languages as we can, certainly helps, helps those territories connect with the characters in a much more meaningful way.
Okay, last question. If the zombie apocalypse starts today, would you be prepared? Do you think this game help us survive at least one more day?
Would this game?
Yeah, this game.
I mean, it might give you some ideas about preparedness, but I mean, if the zombie apocalypse started today, I'd like to think that I would last a while. I mean, I've got my own bit of disaster preparedness going, but I mean, this is a game. This is not real life. I hope we never have to actually answer that question.
Okay, that's all, Phil. It's really cool to meet you, and I'm sure Brazil will love the game. Thank you for your time.
Great, awesome. Yeah, I can't. I mean, get in the beta, have fun. Kick the tires, break it if you can, because this is as much information as we can get from the community out of this is super valuable.
Nice, thank you.
Awesome, thank you.
E é isso aí, espero que vocês tenham gostado dessa entrevista, de algumas informações exclusivas sobre o jogo. E agora eu te convido a se inscrever aqui no Honor Play, porque a gente sempre coloca aqui em primeira mão os trailers dublados do Back 4 Blood e também vários conteúdos exclusivos você vai ver aqui até o lançamento do jogo no dia 12 de outubro, beleza? Então, um abraço pra vocês, até o próximo vídeo e tchau! E aí, gostou do vídeo? Então se inscreva no Honor Play clicando aqui e a gente deixou outras duas sugestões de vídeo para você.